That was beautiful. I'm just absolutely, let's give him a hand. Speechless.
So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 22nd Annual Esquao Awards. The singers this evening would like to dedicate these two songs to the organizers and the recipients of these awards this evening, and thank you so much for that.
I'm always so proud when I see our women shine. It's beautiful that we have such a beautiful platform to help honor Indigenous women. The first song, entitled Chada, means Many Trees in Nakota. It was composed on a hunting trip. The trees looked as though they were neon-lit green, very healing, soothing, and comforting as a gentle reminder we are all connected in a spiritual way. This song is an honoring of all the women here around the world. The second song, entitled Anakusa, the Bald Eagle in Nakota, is a song about women that dance with the spirit of the eagles. The bald eagle is the connection and describes how they appear to become the eagle, celebrating the beauty of our recipients. The sisters would like to say, Nish Nish, thank you. And
Mitaukwe Oyasin, all my relations, and glory to the honor of God. So good evening. My name is Joe Pimlott, and this beautiful woman to my left, I had to think about that, is Nicole Robertson. And I am so honored to be co-MC with Nicole. Nicole is a seasoned broadcast journalist and a high advocate for Indigenous women and girls. She has spent 15 years as president and communications specialist at Esquao Media, and I am very deeply honored to be here in front of you this evening and to be beside you.
Thank you so much, Joe. You're very kind with your words, and I'm so honored to be your co-MC here tonight. Everyone, of course, take your seats, and we are just so delighted to be among the angels here tonight, and Joe, you're one of them. And, you know, I look at it and I think we have worked in different capacities together. We both live in and around Calgary, the Treaty 7 territory. And, of course, I wanted to make mention that Joe is the former provincial vice president of the Métis Nation of Alberta and was served a term, a couple of terms. He's had a very political, active background and has done so much in our community as also the executive director for the Aboriginal Friendship Center of Calgary. So I am just delighted to have such a wonderful man standing beside me. So tonight, without further ado, we want to ensure that you guys have a great evening, and we look forward to honoring these women tonight. I'm just so excited to be inspired by their stories and what they've done to come to this very beautiful platform. Mm-hmm. So thank you.
Oil of Olay, by the way. Oil of Olay.
Thank you for helping the Institute for the Advancement of Aboriginal Women, also known as the IAAW. They celebrate the accomplishments of Indigenous women in Alberta. They also deliver programs in addition to putting on this fantastic event and currently offering 5 programs including financial literacy, leadership development, and in very several years, they've addressed the high number of missing and murdered Indigenous women through the Esquao Youth Development Program. I know Muriel has done so much work and her team to go beyond in this province to help assist and really support and advocate for our women. So I'm very pleased that we're a part of this tonight.
Absolutely. And as we all know, elders have an important role in leading us in a community to health and prosperity. The next man has had a significant impact in recent years for the work he has been doing with the students of Amiskwacy Academy, and we thank him very much for that. Please welcome Elder Francis Whiskeyjack to give the invocation.
Hai nanaskamun. Hantu temtik tawao. I'd just like to, first of all, before beginning invocation, say what an honor it is to be included in this very prestigious and wonderful ceremony to honor our woman. I thank Lisa, who came to me and offered the Sacred Tobacco Protocol, and that is very important in the invocation that I will say. Just to share, in my Cree language, the term Esquao is so meaningful because it reminds me of my mother. It reminds me of my grandmother. It reminds me of my sisters and the importance of what women have done in bringing life to the world for all of us here, for we would not be here without our mothers. And in this event tonight, for the recipients that are here tonight, for the recipients of the past, it is within the last 100 years that I have seen so many women stand up for the rights of change that has been so important for our people, and that they are recognized, and it's truly for that purpose that we are here tonight. So with that, all stand and join me in your own way with the invocation, which I will speak in my own language. And on behalf of the fearless leader, Muriel Stanley Vent, the Institute and Advancement of Aboriginal Women, I say this most humbly. Haumamo tawi mausi mantu kaksi watsin. Tapuena naskumuna nutsuta matsune mina magusia. Tapue ise wanskaya is wapata mahwa seaun tatukexepayao. Nanaskumuna nuts. Umuta hepmam tonemi tsekuke ukawi mawak. Mina nuagumaganna na kiskogap maite. Tapue tapmsawita maguset umuta upikin hawasun. Esunigi gumaut. Magaminu umuta anutskapm saweme mionohti keise. Eki kispnas tamasut atuskeun. Mineb muitsehat wiitsei sinua huagu maganaham suite. Tapue nanaskumun mamo tawimau. Minuguta iskewakkaan kamutsik. Epe tuutawaksi sigunak. Tapue anihen kamuna. Tabni mehatsik atsagwa tabnaga taimgutsik. Tapue umuta isse wapmaga umimeto minongamo agoge. Isse miutehetsik. Ekuta kakio kapm asunamoja wahkutun sakitun kakiogi kui kamiasik. Minu muuta kawia sagetsik. Kakio kawi miuskaikut ei sino. Minugu takawi pikskuetsik, kahkio, tabn soimitsik, mantu ui hone. Minugu ta eisen stoi majak, ugi sikuak, ate yuganak, angels and saints, nanaskumun, ai hai.
Thank you, Olger Whiskeyjack.
Yes, thank you.
We are thankful to the province for not only co-sponsoring this event and supporting the Institute for the Advancement of Aboriginal Women, but for our next speaker, Minister Richard Feehan. He and his team at the Indigenous Relations Department have done a fantastic work in repairing the relationship between the province and the Indigenous community. Minister Feehan.
Thank you very much. I'd like to start by thanking Elder Francis for the prayer to start us off today. It's very nice to begin our evening in this way. And of course, the singing and dancing at the beginning also sets a tone, which I think is wonderful and brings our heart to what I really think of as a fantastic evening of great joy for me. So thank you very much to our hosts as well here. I'm very happy to be here, of course, on Treaty 6 land, and I know you hear that all the time, but I've taken to really almost lecturing people about how important that is, and reminding people wherever I go that to say that we are on Treaty 6 land is to recognize that every one of us is a treaty person, and that the land on which we're standing, the land in which we're doing the things that we're doing is central to who we are and what it is we need to remember for the generations to come. So there, you got my short lecture, not my long one. You'll be happy to know. It's really my privilege to be here this evening to bring greetings on behalf of our Premier, Rachel Notley, and of course, all of the government of Alberta. This is really an incredible event, one that's received the support of the government from the very beginning, and of course, it's an honor to be here on the 22nd anniversary of the Esquao Awards, and to just understand that this is something that has been going on for a long time, and hopefully will continue well into the future. It's the largest event of its kind in the country, and we're really proud to be here as a supporter, and in practical sense, but also in a very deeply emotional sense of the success of all the great women who are being honored here tonight. You know, I've spent a fair amount of time in my just a little over a year of being the Minister of Indigenous Relations on many First Nations and, of course, the settlements, working with First Nations women on our First Nations Socioeconomic Council and our Métis Socioeconomic Council. One of the things that's been really apparent to me in the time that I have had the privilege of working with the women in this community is the incredible, profound devotion to family, to community, to children, and to our future that I see right across Alberta in all the women who have contributed so much of their lives to the betterment of their peoples. And I see your dedication and I see your commitment every day and the results of your bringing about positive change in this world. And it heartens me, I must say, every time. If I get discouraged at all, I know if I spend some time with the women who are devoting so much of their energies, it really changes how I feel. And I know that that's the work. It's changing how people feel, really makes a big difference. I see the work they do also in a very practical sense, in the sense that the Women's Economic Security Councils that we have provide us with a whole variety of recommendations on how we can actually transform this province. Part of our work in terms of working with the murdered and missing Indigenous women has been a commitment that it's not just a matter of justice for those women. It is justice for all women, always into the future. That's what people are asking for, and these women are constantly giving us recommendations that allow us to move closer and closer toward that justice. And I just really deeply appreciate it, whether it's being giving us recommendations about transformation in child welfare, or whether it's been helping us to understand how our systems by themselves are preventing women from being successful in their lives. So I really appreciate the work that they've done. And you know, I'm reminded constantly that we have quite a long history of women in this province who have done incredible things. And I just like to, you know, mention a few of them, knowing that I'm missing hundreds and perhaps thousands of them. But you know, every day I go around places and see the new school with the name Nellie Carlson on it here in the city of Edmonton, and I'm reminded that at one time many women weren't even considered eligible to vote, weren't considered even to be First Nations women because of who they married, and now now because of her dedicated work, that's history, bad history, but a very positive future. So I'm very happy to mention that 20 years of work resulted in some really positive outcome. And the other woman I want to particularly mention tonight is, of course, Muriel Stanley Venn, who is the originator in many ways of this event and has continued to do work in hundreds of different areas, and is constantly coming to me and inviting me on to understand things a little bit more and to work a little bit farther. And I know one time a reporter asked her, "What words do you live by?" And Muriel said, "Honor the strength and beauty of Aboriginal women." And I think that's an incredible thing to be able to say, that that's the center of your life, that that's what you know you need to do. And if you do that, then everything else flows from that. And I think that that's really, truly incredible. So now over 400 women have received Esquao Awards over the 22 years from over 90 communities in this province. And so the work that she's held in her heart has moved forward and rolled out like ripples across the wave of this province. And I think that's incredible. So my heartfelt congratulations to all the recipients tonight for all the things that you do, for the people who care for them, who understood that this was a great way to honor the work that they did. Thank you for paying attention, for honoring the women in your life, and I ask you to keep that work up, keep it in your heart, and keep inviting those of us who are around to understand that work and to be part of that work in the future. Thank you all very much, and have a great evening.
Thank you, Minister Feehan. I am just so proud of the work that he's done this far. I was on the Economic Security Council at one time as a former council member, and I know the work that they do is tremendous, and his advocacy and the support that we have through Indigenous relations is really good. So I'm just happy to see him here tonight, and I just want to make mention too of some of the staff that are here. Thank you for supporting this. This means a lot.
Absolutely. We give thanks for being on Treaty 6 land and are pleased to have the Chief of the Enoch Cree Nation, Billy Morin, here to give greetings on behalf of Treaty 6. Chief Morin?
Enoch has never had a woman chief. Wouldn't it be so awesome that you can see one day Enoch, a woman chief, doing the greetings here, giving away an award? It would be a very big honor for me to witness that one day, and I hope we do. And events like this are the things that are going to make that happen, the celebratory things, the lifting up our women like that. And it would be my honor to one day just witness that. And I hope it does happen. I know it will happen. But it's not just about being chief, about being leaders. As my Nimosum Rick Lightning says, you have to earn that name. You have to earn Nikawi. You have to earn Nukam. You have to earn those titles, daughter. They're not just titles. They're not just roles. They're sacred obligations as human beings, and women have a very huge responsibility in earning those titles. And these women tonight cannot say how much they've earned those things. They've earned that nukam, they've earned that nikawi, they've earned that daughter, they've earned that right to carry that with pride. And it's so wonderful to be here at this event. IAW throws, I was just saying, the best production for a First Nation event I've ever seen. So thank you for bringing it to Enoch Cree Nation. You know, last year and for a number of years, I think it was at the Ramada, and Enoch itself is going through a little bit of a renaissance. We're going back to our roots, Muskegsic, and Muskegsic, land of the medicines, or like what I like to interpret as land of the healing. And again, IAW, when you bring these types of events here, it's healing. It's putting us all on a healing journey, just to celebrate our women, celebrate our cookums, and celebrate Nigawi, our mothers and our daughters. So again, just thank you, IAW. Thank you to those spiritual leaders, Nimosum, Whiskeyjack, who did the opening invocation, and thank you to everybody who's going to make this such a great night. And congratulations to those award winners. You deserve it. So proud to be sitting at Stephanie Harp's. I didn't even have a ticket walking in here. They're like, "Who are you?" And Stephanie's like, "He's with me. Here's a ticket." And proud of my cousin Stephanie, who's getting an award as well. And hopefully I'm on this stage standing next to Gabby, the basketball player. So proud of her because she's way taller than me. But thank you again. Have a great night.
Thank you, Chief Morin. At this time, I'd like to let you know that unfortunately, President Audrey Potra of the Métis Nation of Alberta wasn't able to attend, and sends her best wishes for a special evening We're thrilled to have President of the Métis Settlements General Council, Gerald Cunningham. Please welcome him to the stage to give opening remarks.
Thank you very much. Can't really see out there, but I know we got a beautiful crowd out there. I'd like to start off, first of all, by saying good evening to all the elders, the seniors that are here, and ladies and gentlemen. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the elder for his prayer. It's always great that we start evenings like this with a prayer, so thank you so much for that. And it's a real honor for me to be able to be here this evening with all of you on this great night. And I want to thank Mario for inviting me to come and speak here this evening. So let me just start by saying that on behalf of the Métis Settlements General Council, I wish to offer sincere congratulations to the recipients of the 2017 Esquao Awards. Each year, we gather at this gala to recognize and honor some of the incredible women who contribute so much to their respective communities, and by extension, to our broader Indigenous communities. And as I was preparing my remarks, I spent some time reflecting on the influential women who are making a difference for the Métis settlements. I'm proud to serve as president of the Métis Settlements General Council, but what many people don't know is that two of our executive members, two of our positions, are held by women. And we have several women that are serving as councillors in the Métis settlements, of which some of them have served as the chairpersons for their respective communities. The Métis Settlements Health Board is chaired by a woman. The Métis Settlements Strategic Training Initiative Society and Settlement Investment Corporation are both managed by strong, intelligent Métis women. Many of our key staff positions at the Métis Settlements General Council are held by some of the hardest working and most dedicated women that I have known, and their contributions help make our organizations and communities successful. Women have different perspectives and different skill sets that must be included and valued in any organization or government, any community or region. They bring a unique set of ideas to the discussions that add incredible value for our people. And while I'm proud of the progress that we have made, we still have a lot of work to do. And we must always ensure that we are empowering the women in our communities to achieve their goals, to be included at the decision-making table, and to put in the hard work necessary to make their dreams a reality. I can't tell you how impressed and humbled I am by the outstanding award recipients this year. They do us all very proud by never accepting the status quo, always pushing to do better, and honoring the women who have come before them, while constantly blazing new trails for those who will come after. And it is my honor once again to offer you the sincere congratulations of the Métis Settlements General Council on your achievements here this evening. You are true and passionate leaders, and we truly do have angels among us. So thank you very much. Have a great evening, and go Oilers, go.
Thank you so much, President Cunningham. That's funny because I'm a Canucks fan and you're a Flames fan, so...
I wouldn't say that too loud here. Sorry.
But I also like golf. Next, we would like to bring to the stage Honorable Amarjeet Sohi, Minister of Infrastructure and Communities. Minister Sohi.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, can we give a big round of applause to our MCs, doing such a phenomenal job. Thank you so much for including me in this ceremony. I feel so honored and privileged to to be here. But before I go into my remarks, I do want to acknowledge that we are standing on Treaty 6 land, and someone who have come to Canada from somewhere else. I have the deepest appreciation for our Indigenous peoples, Indigenous cultures, and always show my gratitude and appreciation for the opportunities that I have been able to have in this country, and they're only made possible because of the generosity and the warmth and the welcome of our Indigenous peoples who allowed us to be here and to build our lives, and also ability to give back to our country to make it even a better place. Now, these awards are very unique. The nominations they do come from the community, and the IAAW plays more of a facilitative role in selecting. So this is really community driven, and that's the reason that it has been successful for a number of years to acknowledge the women from Indigenous communities who play such a prominent role in every sector and every area, whether it's in the homes, whether it's in the business, whether it's in political life or in community life. I think it's empowering of women to play that role, and also do it in a way that really strengthens our community. So today, when we have come together to recognize these wonderful women and their contributions, really speaks so much to the work that the organizers of this event have done over the last number of years, and we really want to show our appreciation and acknowledge their hard work. In closing, I just want to let you know that as a federal government, we are really committed to investing in people, investing in communities, and investing in opportunities to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to succeed, that everyone has the opportunity to realize their full potential. And that's exactly what we're working on, but it's the work that you do each and every day. Thank you so much for supporting these awards. Thank you so much for supporting these wonderful women who will be recognized today and who have been recognized in the past. Thank you so much for including me and my wife, Sarbajit, in this celebration.
Thank you, Minister Sohi. Our next speaker is recognized nationally for her work to advance issues pertaining to Indigenous women over the last 40+ years. Today, she continues to advocate for women and works in areas that keeps her young and beautiful. Please welcome IAAW's founder and president, Muriel Stanley Venn.
Thank you very much. I am very, very honored to welcome you to the 22nd Esquao Awards. Beloved elders, courageous veterans, Lieutenant Governor Lois Mitchell, who will be here later, and thank you, and the commanding officer, former commanding officer of K Division, Marianne Ryan, and our chief to recognize the Treaty 6 territory on which we stand, and not to forget the Métis people either, the homeland of the Métis. I thank the First Nations and Métis leaders in our beautiful province for their support over the 22 years by attending this event, and our corporate sponsors who have consistently helped as we reach out to the Indigenous women of this province. The government of Alberta has shone the light on the women of this province like never before. We thank them for the emphasis the Premier and the Minister, Indigenous Relations and Status of Women, and others, the recognition they have given to our organization. It is part of the transition. I would be remiss if I did not offer my sincere sympathy to the many families who have suffered the loss of their mother, daughters, and our sisters who've been stolen from us and diminished our lives. We will be involved and hope and pray that the inquiry into the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls will achieve its objectives. Our respect and love go out to the mothers who struggle against all odds and the entire family of families in this province. As we look back on where we have come from, I say that this is the largest and most unique experience an Indigenous woman can have. You are the star and the angels among us. This is your night and yours to provide the inspiration to others and to gain respect for your own accomplishments. Thank you for joining us in this glorious night. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Muriel. The Institute for the Advancement of Aboriginal Women would like to welcome the Circle of Honor Elders. If the Circle of Honor Elders could please rise, and the names should be on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us acknowledging the Circle of Honor Elders. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Awesome.
Excellent. We would also like to recognize our IAAW Board of Directors. There they are. We ask each of the board members to please stand. These men and women give their time and resources to support the Institute for the Advancement of Aboriginal Women. Martha Campiao is in New Mexico, and we are missing Vi Martin, who is related to one of the men who was missing in Fort Chipewyan. Her family and friends of the three men are in our prayers tonight. If we could have a moment of silence for those folks. Thank you.
Thank you. We'd like to take this time to acknowledge the great work by the staff of the Institute of the Advancement of Aboriginal Women. If the staff that are in the room tonight can stand, let's give them a round of applause for the work that they do. Yes. Woohoo! Woohoo!
That's wonderful. And they do a lot of good work. We are honored to pay our respects and give a big welcome to our Aboriginal veterans. Our Aboriginal veterans, could you please stand and wave? Thank you so much for your service.
Woohoo!
I would like to recognize the dignitaries we have in the audience. We know you're out there.
I can see Chief Brenda Jolie from Kihiwan Cree Nation. Yes. Thank you for coming. Any other members?
No? If we have forgotten anyone, we do apologize,
Yes.
but we know you're out there.
I'd like to bring your attention to the silent auction going on at the back of the room. And so just to let you know, that's the items are up for auction.
And as mentioned earlier, The Esquao Awards are part of a larger Esquao Leadership Development Program. An important part of our program is connecting elders to young women, and our next speaker has given her time and energy to helping our young women. Please stand for our meal blessing by Elder Elsie Paul.
I'm really, truly honored to be here, and I want to thank the organizers for offering the tobacco, because that is a protocol. So I just feel so good. It's such a beautiful day, and we're doing something traditional here. This is the way our people did a long time ago. They celebrated with other people. And these women tonight, we're celebrating. What a great thing that is. And I just want to thank the Creator for that. So thank you, Heavenly Father, for this beautiful day. We just thank you for life, Creator. We thank you for relationships, and we thank you for kinships, Creator. We thank you for our children, and we thank you for the people, Creator, that are here tonight. And we just ask you that you bless the food to nourish our mind, body, and spirit, Creator, so we'll continue the good work that you've meant for us to do. Thank you so much for everything, Heavenly Father. We just thank you for everything. Hi. Thank you.
We have a few members of the community to thank, and without whom this evening would not be possible. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Suncor Energy Services, Syncrude Canada, the City of Edmonton, the Government of Alberta, the Indigenous Relations team, of course, through the Government of Alberta. We also want to send a big thank you to Shaw Television for televising this event in the Edmonton area. Please join me in thanking all of our sponsors for tonight.
So I noticed that you're wearing something different now.
Yes, I had to have, just like any other award show, you can do a change in between the sets. So this is the other nice one piece from Luxe Fashions. And check this guy out. He's pretty swag right now.
I'm wearing your glasses. That was all I got.
They're my bifocals, by the way.
And I can't see. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So let's get started. By introducing our first presenter, please welcome MLA Dave Rodney of MLA Calgary Lougheed and PC House Leader. He's an advocate for Indigenous rights, wellness, education, and advanced education. And he's the first Canadian to climb the summit of Mount Everest 2 times.
Wow, that's awesome.
Well, thank you so much. I might have had the opportunity to climb Chomolungma, the mother goddess of the snow, Sagarmatha, the forehead touch of the sky, as the indigenous people of Nepal and Tibet refer to Everest. I almost wiped out on this little step here, though. So it's a doozy. For the recipients and award winners, be careful up here. But I have to tell you, sincerely, I am so humbled to be back once again. I was here last year for the Esquao Awards, and at that point, it was such an honor to present the award to Michelle White-Wellsden. And truly, she proved to be an angel among us. But I do want to point out, over at table 38, I've been sitting with an amazing, amazing human being. As a matter of fact, I wonder if you might join me in recognizing the very, very first recipient of an Esquao Award way back in 1996. A school is named after her. And she's here tonight. She's been to every single one of these events. And of course, you know her, love her as Nellie Carlson, and her wonderful daughter, too. And she's been sitting with me and my son, who's waiting in the wings for me now. And I can tell you, as I look at the Circle of Honor, for instance, I see Dr. Colleen Klein was the first one. And of course, when I was the chair of ADAC, I worked with her. I have great respect for her and her husband. I'm the only PCMLA that's still there from the time of Premier Ralph Klein. And one of our colleagues at the time was, of course, Honorable Pearl Callahayson, the longest-serving female parliamentarian in the history of the Commonwealth of the world, and a very, very proud Indigenous woman. Pearl, wherever you are, blessings to you. And in the spirit of my colleagues, Ralph Klein and Pearl Callahayson, I'm proud to be PC, and I'm proud to be not the shadow minister or the critic, but the advocate for Indigenous relations. As the old guy on the block, I was allowed to choose first, and I asked, could I please have the honor of serving? So if you've got ideas on things we could or should be doing that maybe we should not be doing, please tell me, and we're in this together. So folks, I want to say hi, and siaskas. We are all treaty people, and one of those people that I'm here to honor is Blanche Bruised. You know her as a respected and loved Kainai historian, interpreter, and Blackfoot storyteller. Her grandparents raised Blanche, and this familiarity has enhanced her descriptive ability when sharing her firsthand information. Her storytelling is connected to her days growing up on the reserve, sharing the stories and traditions talked about to her, stories from other family members, from residential experiences, as well as Kainai culture and traditions and ceremonial knowledge. Blanche has been so generous with her cultural knowledge of Blackfoot traditions and stories, and I met her a short time ago. Truly, she is an angel amongst us. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring our first recipient of the 22nd Esquao Awards, the amazing Blanche Bruised.
Steps, and this is now yours, my friend. I'll be right back. Thank you. Congratulations, my friend. Thank you. Do you want me to set it just here? There we go. Okay, I'll be right with you. Okay, next go. This one na go back to go out. No, do gaina. Hello, my friends, my family. I come from the land of the Blood Indian people in southern Alberta, from the Kainai people. Thank you. I wish to thank the IAAW staff, volunteers, for putting this event together this year, again, 22nd time, for their hard work. I so deeply appreciate being a part of it. I also like to thank Susan Burrows Johnson, CEO, Executive Director of the Galt Museum and the Fort Whoop-Up Interpretive Center in the city of Lethbridge. Officer Les Vonkman of the City of Lethbridge Police Force, Amanda Scout of Native Counseling Services of Alberta Lethbridge Office, Trina Tallow, Aboriginal Health Services in the City of Lethbridge. Those are the four culprits which I love dearly that handed their letters in and put me here before all of you folks tonight. Most importantly, I want to thank my dad, my grandmothers, my great-grandmother, and all their friends. Those beautiful spirits that watch over all of us Native people, all of us people here in this world, for the stories that they told me, they told to one another, and I was able to listen. Their gifts of the knowledge of the Blackfoot people makes me a very, very humble recipient of this prestigious award. To my two sons, Matthew and Purnell, and my grandchildren, thank you, one and all, so, so very much. It honors me to no end. Thank you.
Beautiful words. Let's give her another round of applause. Such great wisdom and strength.
Congratulations, Blanche, and thank you, Dave. Now, please help me welcome John Przowski of Suncor Energy and Vice President of the Edmonton Refinery to present our next award.
Thank you. It's my honor to introduce Gail Clark Gallup. Gail has been actively volunteering with the Métis Nation of Alberta since the 1990s and is currently in her second year as president of the Fort McMurray Métis Local 1935. Gail's mother, Bertha Clark Jones, née Houle, was an active member of organizations, including the Institute for the Advancement of Aboriginal Women, and as such, she grew up with a social conscience and has a strong commitment to community involvement and a desire to help others. Resilience is a word that has been used to describe Gail. She has overcome educational and social barriers as well as family challenges. A desire to learn is her catalyst to obtaining certificates as a Métis crisis family and youth support worker and a certified educational assistant to special needs children, among others. Gail is a strong role model as she strives to practice and promote Métis culture and value. Please join me in welcoming and thanking Gail.
Beautiful. I'm very honored. He mentioned my mother, Bertha Clark Jones, and I just want to remember her tonight. This is for her. I remember Esquao for quite a while. My mother was involved, and of course I know Muriel Stanley Venn, and I want to honor her tonight and thank her for this wonderful opportunity. Thanking my co-workers at the Fort McMurray Métis Local 1935, Laura Winiandi, who's here tonight, and her good writing, along with Jane Stroud, longtime a counselor at Fort McMurray, actually, and Crystal, my daughters, and Sherry's here, and my great-grandson, Benson, the youngest one in the crowd. Just want to thank everybody, Margot, for all her dedication and hard work, Dan, our general manager there, and Dickie and Sue Dragon here tonight, Elmer and his beautiful wife, Evelyn, hope I remembered your name, and Trudy Ann Plamanen, who works with our First Nation people at Father Mercurdy School, encouraging them to get their education. That was a big thing with my mother, and also my grandfather, Louise and Houle, always said, stand up and be proud of who you are. So, hi.